If Kim Richards is at your game night, please know she about to set it off. So this episode opens up with the last episode left off. Eileen and Dorit are still arguing about God knows what, and we don't care. Eileen feels like Dorit is being negatively influenced about her by Lisa Vanderpump. And I don't think that. I don't think that Dorit doesn't like Eileen. I don't think that Lisa Vanderpump is negatively influencing her. I do know that Dorit is the only reason why Lisa Vanderpump is on this show. So Dorit is being loyal to basically her storyline. So you're not going to get her to gossip about Lisa, at least not in this season. Maybe if you give her like 2 more seasons, maybe she might flip and turn on Lisa. But right now, she's not going to turn on her because Lisa Vanderpump is the reason why she's on there. And you know, and now thinking about it, maybe Lisa probably is saying some things, or maybe in conversations she's saying some things about how she feels about certain people, but I still don't think that Dorit would break from being loyal to her so soon. Like, she just got on the show. Lisa introduced her as her friend. You're not going to get her to come after her. So, Eileen, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Yes! Kim Richards is back and she looks healthy and clean. So I was very happy to see her. She's having this wonderful sister bonding moment with Kyle. It's good to see them two in good spirits because I used to be a huge fan of Beverly Hills Housewives until the sisters started fighting Kim and Kyle. I couldn't take it. It was, they were getting way too personal, and then Maurizio started getting involved in their argument. I didn't like it, so it's good to see that they're in this good place now. However, shady Bravo editors, while they're having this cute bonding moment, Kim pulls out this dress, and it's still got a security tag on it, and I was just like, ooh. Lord, Kim is boosted out of bloomies. You see, this is what y'all get because y'all stay looking at customers that look like me, and y'all ain't looking at them blonde housewives who was over there boosting, you know, tea party dresses out of your finest clearance section. See? Stay woke. Stay woke. Rinna and Eden Sassoon meet up for this really weird Zen free people lunch. Like, it was just so like, I see you. You see me. I was sitting there watching like, what is going on? You'll see throughout this episode that Eden Sassoon brings something out of these women. Girl, but wait, we got some more to talk about. We'll get there. Anyway, they start to bond over alcoholism. Hey, it's a bonding thing, I guess. And they start talking about some of the issues that they were having in some of the family issues, and then Eden starts to spill all the Sassoon tea. Man, money cannot buy you happiness or class. She starts to talk about how her mother had her on a Friday, and that Friday, like she said that her mom was just like, get this thing out of me. So the way she said it, like she said that she was born premature, but the way she said it was like her mother forced her out. Like, can you force a premature baby? I don't, that part confused me. I was just like, can rich people do this? Can she just make a child premature? Anyway, she said that her mother had her on a Friday, and that Friday she was at the Hamptons. Oh, man. What was going on in that Vidal Sassoon house? I feel so bad for her now. I'm starting to feel a certain way about Vidal Sassoon. Poor thing. Oh, man, Eden. She is going to spill so much tea this season, and it's going to be good TV, but I just feel bad. I feel really, really bad just hearing her tell all the issues. Like last week, it was all her sister's issues. Now she's talking about her issues with her mom and how I guess the parents just were not in the picture. She's like, I had my first sip at 15, and right then I knew I was addicted. Damn. Oh, poor thing. She gonna be good TV, though. We went into your songs, and we pulled out key lyrics. Erica Jane is preparing for her 10th music video, and, you know, say what you want. This girl is living her dream. She got the coins to do it, so let her flourish. I may not be a fan of all the songs, But I love the videos and the costumes and the choreography. So Mikey is, I think that's a creative director's name. He puts it together because those costumes looked gorgeous. Especially, did you guys see that bedazzled pump that she had? It was like this silver bedazzled pump with like this pink bedazzled top. Was that Sophia Webster? Whatever. It was gorgeous. I was like, oh, Erica, give me them shoes. And then she had this this baby blue dynasty robe. Listen, that music video is about to be everything. When does that come out? Has it come out already? I got to check it. Erica, where you get that robe from? The fans want to know. Kyle is doing another game night. And she hired that same game night guy from all of her other disastrous game nights. You know, rich people are so extra. So extra. All you have to do is get like a couple of dominoes, some Uno cards, and maybe a Monopoly game. And that is a game night. Even do some categories or something. You don't have to hire a whole team, because I'm telling you, that dude probably got her for over $1,000 because he had to hire his little assistant to come and help him. And all he did was print out some, cute, fun game things to do on a PowerPoint presentation and printed that out and then came to that house and made y'all do whatever and charged you over $1,000. Let me tell y'all something. If I wasn't a saint of the Most High, I would spend my life scamming rich people because they are so easy to get. Rich people, you can take them for any amount of money just as long as you make them believe that it's exclusive or it'll keep them young. Those are the two things. If you can make it exclusive and keep it young, you got them. You could sell them piss. Rich people, they probably drinking piss right now. If you drink this piss of a Filipino child, it'll take 10 years off your life, and it costs this much money, so only a certain amount of people are able to get it, they would do it. Gullible. Y'all lucky I'm saved. Then Kyle starts discussing her previous game nights, and we get the best flashback, one of the best flashbacks of this episode, or probably of the season. This episode had a lot of great flashbacks, but we get some flashbacks, and they're all of Brandy, who I miss. Say what you want. I feel like in her last season, she got a little too tacky. I wish she would have kept it a little bit classy, but she got a little bit too tacky in her last season, so that's probably why she's not there anymore. But man, I miss her. She was spice it up. There was one flashback when she was yelling at Kim, was just like, oh, well, at least I'm not doing crystal meth in the bathroom. Do y'all remember that episode? I was watching it like, oh my God, crystal meth. Oh, she was good TV. Then we have this other flashback of Brandy when Brandy and Kim somehow bonded and became friends. I hope it wasn't over drugs. I really do. But anyway, they bonded and they became friends. And I guess Kim wanted to leave the party and Brandy went with her. And then Kyle was trying to get her sister. And she was, reaching over to Kim. And I guess Brandy was wrong because Kyle didn't really do anything to harm her. She was just trying to see what was going on with her sister. And Brandy goes, don't touch me, and pushes Kyle. While she pushes Kyle, her pizza goes flying in the other direction. And dramatic victim Kyle was just all over the place. She twists and turns and throws herself down the stairs. Don't touch me! That episode was the best because literally nothing happened to Kyle. Literally nothing. It was just a little brush, and she just twisted and turned in her bodycon dress. And dramatically threw herself down the steps, and then of course she cried. Of course Kyle cried. Oh man, that was a good flashback. Go ahead, Bravo editors. So Kim Richards shows up first to this game night, and I already know it's gonna be lit. Then Eden Sassoon shows up, and there was this moment between her and Kim that was actually pretty sad for me because maybe it's just, I told you, Eden brings stuff out of people. But she hugged Kim, and I felt, and it was a long hug, and it was very, I don't know if I should say spiritual, but it was emotional, I guess. You could feel it in your spirit. It was a long hug, and it spoke volumes, because the room got quiet when they hugged. And I guess my interpretation of it was that Eden, in a sense, was kind of hugging her sister because, she spilled that tea last week that Kim and her sister got turned out on the same movie set. So I felt like, in a sense, maybe she was hugging her sister, or I guess it was like some kind of memory. I don't know. I felt like it was really emotional for Eden and Kim, but I felt like for Kim, she was hugging Eden, but it was something going on with her because I felt like Kim was seeing in Eden through her sister, which what could have happened to her. If I'm making any sense, it was just like there was a lot going on in that hug. It wasn't just like a greeting or, oh, I haven't seen you in such a long time. It was deep. There was a lot going on in that little 25-second hug. Renna arrives, and guess where they sit her? Right across from Kim. Petty. Good TV, but petty. Then Kim catches Renna and Eileen having eye conversations. And she assumes that their eye conversations are about her. I could see that, but I don't necessarily think that, because when you are good friends, like best friends with somebody, or you have a really strong relationship and you have a lot of history, you can have an entire conversation with just your eyes, or with just sound, or with just a gesture. You know what I mean? Like, me and my best friends, we can be in a room and we can have conversations about a plethora of people and we don't have to say a word. So there are a lot of best friends who have like this unspoken language. And so I don't necessarily think that Eileen and Renna were talking about Kim. They probably could have been, but they probably could have been talking about that whole damn room and you wouldn't know. That's just what happens to people, or what some people have when you have a really close relationship and you've been around somebody for so long. If you look a certain way, it's a whole conversation that just happened. They see you and you see each other. You know what I mean? So I just felt like Kim had unresolved issues with Renna, so anything that she did, it would have set her off. Then the game night begins, and it actually looks like they're having a lot of fun until they get to that modeling thing, and not for me, especially if we got beef. You're not touching me and molding me in certain places. Renna is such a good sport with Lisa Vanderpump. If we don't like each other, you're not talking to me, you're not touching me, you're not taking cheap shots at me. This is why I want Lisa Renna and Erica Jane to become besties, because I feel like they can both benefit from each other. And I think Erica's backbone, she could spread a little bit of that over to Renna, because Renna allows a lot of stuff to happen to her. And man, wouldn't have been me. Then Dorit kind of like makes a move on Eden Sassoon. Like, Eden, I told you, Eden brings stuff out of these women. She just had this whole like, even a straight girl could be attracted to her. No, just you, Dorit. You and that freaky husband, PK. Because the way she was talking about Eden was in a way where it's just like, this ain't your first girl crush. Probably ain't your first time you tried to get a woman in bed. You know what I mean? Like, her and PK give me that vibe that they do that swinging stuff. No tea, no shade. If that's what people do, that's what people do. Y'all need to hit up Candy and Ty, because they might be down for that little, interracial swinging gangbang. You know what I mean? Like, hit them up and see if they're down. But Eden was not for the okie doke, okay? Dorit was trying everything. Are you a lesbian? I get this vibe. You're such a cool chick. And Eden was like, no, I'm not. I like Eden. She was not for it. Dorit was trying hard. She was giving me like creeper guy at the club. You know what I mean? Like that dude that just doesn't take the hint. I'm not interested. She was on it. Back to Pantygate. Eileen and Kyle are discussing the conversation that Dorit and Eileen had a few days prior, and then Erica Jane comes over and they start talking about it, and then Eileen is like, well, Dorit said you said all of this, and Kyle was like, I did not say that. Because you know how Kyle is. Kyle loves to start mess, but she loves to like not be put in it. Kyle will drop a nugget, then she'll back out and be like, what happened? That's not what I said. Kyle, you are messy. You are messy. And nobody says anything about it because you're always trying to be everybody's friend, but you're messy. I see you. We see each other. Kyle says, well, let's get Dorit over here to clear it up. Boss move. I wasn't expecting that from Kyle, but I was like, oh, okay. Kyle and Eileen called Dorit over, and Dorit was not happy to be leaving Eden because, honey, mother was trying to seal that deal with Eden Sassoon. So she comes over and she's just like, I hope I'm not leaving a fabulous situation for something that's not as fabulous. Sit down, girl. So she sits down and they start discussing Pandygate, and then this was probably the first and probably only time I'll ever cheer for Dorit. She looks at Kyle because Kyle is, you know, in a sense, like not backing up anything that she said or her participation in Pandygate. Because Kyle, you did participate. You didn't try to stop it. You were there. You were laughing and thinking it was cute and funny. And then all of a sudden, when you see how it affects Erica, you're just like, oh my goodness, that was so terrible. But you were there. So then Dorit drops this bomb, and she's just like, well, Kyle, if you had a problem with it, you should have said something when you were there with me buying the panties. You know, victim Kyle was like, oh my goodness, what? How dare you? Because Kyle loves to deflect. She loves to deflect, man. But she was so hurt. But I like that about Dorit, because Dorit was like, nah. You were there with me. Don't sit up here and play innocent. When you were there buying the panties with me, she's right. She showed Kyle the panties. Kyle... This is why you can't be everybody's friend. You have to take a stance at some point and be like, this is wrong, this isn't right, I don't agree. But Kyle wants to be Sweden and everything, and it just don't work out like that. Then Rinna gets into this conversation, and I was like, Rinna, shut up, because you got beef with a few people here, and when you throw yourself into this argumentative fire, people are taking shots at every and anybody. Nobody is really at this point trying to like come to a healthy conclusion or, you know, mend broken fences. Everybody's just angry and they're just saying whatever because everybody feels wronged and everybody feels right. Then you throw yourself into the mix. You become a new target, and that's exactly what she became, because as soon as Rinna started speaking, Kim was like, well, you and Eileen do the same thing. Poor Eileen. Eileen was just like, but no, it's not. Excuse me. Because that's another thing. Eileen is very tough. I don't think Eileen is messy at all. Like, I think she's probably like my favorite housewife. Because she's never changed. Like, Eileen is Eileen. She does not get into the mess. And when you try to bring her into the mess, she has a serious problem with that. So she was very like, you know how she does that thing with her eyebrows? Like, she's always, you know, confused that somebody has conflict with her. No, that's not the same thing. So then Kim comes out guns blazing with this 365-day-old beef that she has with Rinna. And Rinna's just like, well, that's not really the issue that we have. Our issue is because you said something about my husband. And then we get the flashback of all flashbacks. Well, let's talk about the husband. What did you say about my husband? Don't you ever break glass. Talk about my husband. Silverware goes flying. Kim gets pulled back. Rinna gets pulled back. And then Kyle in her cape goes spinning out of the restaurant. Man, I watched that. When that episode premiered, I watched that scene so many times because I wanted to see what was everybody doing in each situation. And if you go back, you have to watch Yolanda, because Yolanda is unfazed. She's just like, I'm just like, Yolanda, what kind of dinner parties do you be at where this is not like a big deal, where you're not like that shocked? Lisa Rinna broke a glass over Harry Hamlin because what she won't do is talk about her husband. That's the type of wife I aspire to be. Like, I want to be a Lisa Rinna of a wife when I get married. I'm sorry, what did you say? Hello? Don't you ever greet my husband. I'm sorry, did you just breathe? Don't you ever breathe next to my husband. I'm sorry, did you make eye contact with him? Don't you ever make eye contact with my husband. I'm sorry, did you just take his order? Don't you ever try to feed my husband. Kim defends what she said about Harry. Listen, Kim didn't even say anything, but she brought him up. And you guys have to learn on this show. You can't say nothing about Harry Hamlin. Not in front of Lisa Rinna. Because as soon as Kim defended, she was like, all I said was, let's talk about the husband. Then Lisa was like, well, let's talk about the arrest. Listen, Lisa Rinna is wife goals. I'm telling you, she does not play with this man. But as soon as Lisa went there, everybody was just like, oh, Lisa, now, come on. Now, I'll admit, Lisa, and even Lisa admitted it, that was a low blow. You know what I mean? Rinna didn't have to go there, but you don't talk about her husband. Like, Harry Hamlin is off limits. They should know that by now. She does not play. Maybe Lisa Vanderpump needs to say something about Harry. That's when you'll get that Lisa Rinna that'll stand up to Lisa Vanderpump. Let her say something about Harry. It's on and popping. Lisa admits that what she said was wrong, but I have to defend her, and not because she's one of my favorites. It's because Kim was visibly lit in that limo with her. Something was up. And everybody acted like nothing was going on. Nobody speaks about it because I guess it's embarrassing and it's something personal that she has to deal with. But can we stop acting like the whole world didn't see that Kim was on some drugs and Lisa had to ride in a limo with her, all uncomfortable? Like, nobody is defending Lisa in that aspect. And I think that's unfair because Lisa had to apologize to Kim. And it's just like, it's not fair. Just because she's the one dealing with an addiction, you know, everybody that she abuses, especially Lisa, has to like come back and apologize. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Aren't, like, when you're in recovery, you're supposed to come back to the people that you've hurt and say sorry? Maybe Kim has said sorry to Lisa Rinna. I haven't seen it, but again, I didn't watch last season that much. I was in and out, and I think I caught like one reunion, so I don't really know. Maybe she did apologize to her, but I just feel like we have got to stop throwing Lisa Rinna under the bus like that. Like, we didn't see that she was riding to an event in close proximity with someone who was high out of their mind. Come on, defend her. She took a low blow, but nobody has defended her since, in my opinion. I haven't seen it. And I just think it's just really unfair that she has to take that fall for Kim's addiction. Next week, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a filler episode. I hope not, because this one got good at the end. But I think it's going to be a filler episode. Next week, the ladies go on a trip. We get to see Erica Jane film her video. Eileen and Dorit meet again about these panties. We're over it. Erica Jane has moved on. You guys just have to let it go. Lisa Vanderpump is crying about that grown man that she calls son. And Eden gets in Kim Richards' business. Child, I hope that don't backfire because Kim is a spitfire. So you better be ready. Are we getting Kim back and Camille? I hope so. I like them. I mean, I like the new girls are okay, but I feel I just have more history with Kim and Camille, so I would probably want to see them back. But I understand if Kim can't do it, but I hope we get her back throughout the season and, you know, in spurts that's healthy for her. So, anyway, I hope you like this episode or my review of this episode. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I do like to dialogue with you guys because you do get me to see things differently. You know, I'm only one voice and one view, and dialoguing with you guys, I get to see things a little bit differently. And I'm able to grow as a reviewer and comediante. That is not a word, Nikki. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.